And what is up, my friends, and welcome to Grass in Class. So after chopping the ladies down, I go ahead and wipe down all the hoods, the light bulbs, the lights, even the wall with some bleach solution, and then let the room air off for like about 24 hours before I come in and put the plants in. But in the meantime, I go ahead and start setting up my trellis nets, which they're 3 by 3 inch square holes. I go ahead and start setting them up at the appropriate height for whatever height I think the plants are gonna go and fit on there. Also, in the meantime, I go ahead and start adding some CalMag to the water, and I don't use the teaspoon or anything like that because I'm just looking for a ppm range when it comes to the CalMag. And I noticed for my plants around 350, they seem to do it pretty well. So 360 is not bad, pretty much right on the spot. Then I go ahead, since I transplanted not long ago, I add some hydrozine. It's pretty much, and I do follow their instructions on the back of their bottle pretty close. Pretty much what it does is it cleans up your root mass and stuff like that matter, so your new roots are able to come out and be clean in a cleaner environment and stimulating root growth. So I go ahead and I add it. It does not have any nutrients or anything in it. But I go ahead and I also use this in combination with the hydrozine. I do follow the instructions on the back, 1 teaspoon per 5 gallon. That does it for me. If you do not have the rapid start, there's other products that you can use. For example, Super Thrive. I did use that on my last harvest, and it worked pretty good. Well, I'm giving this a try, and so far it's worked pretty well for me also. Then I go ahead and I add some liquid seaweed. There's other brands out there that you could get, but this one just does it for me. That and I follow the instructions on the back of the liquid seaweed, maybe a little bit less than what they recommend, but go ahead and add them in. This should not spike your ppm too much. I was at 360 with just the CalMag. Now with everything added, they're at 480, so it didn't increase much. And that would usually be my light feeding, what I would give to them, but I'm gonna go raise it out because my plants are a little bit too hungry. Now on the back of the bottle, this says to use a teaspoon per gallon. I would personally never use that. That is way too high for me. Instead, I use about 4 teaspoons per 20 gallons on this run here, which will give you around 300 ppms of this. So yeah, I added 4 teaspoons to this 20-gallon bin that I have here. So that brought the ppms up to 730 from 400 and something. So that's pretty good. I want to keep it there. The next thing I do, it's calibrate my pH pen because I'm about to go ahead and start using it. And calibrating solution, you can get that from your local hardware store, wherever that Amazon. But always very important, calibrate your pen. Mine's is on the spot, so I go ahead and test my pH. Well, my water is like 6.8, so I know I'm gonna have to add a little bit of pH down, being that my pH is usually around 6.0, 5.9, somewhere around there. I go ahead and add it. Now I don't test it again. I just go ahead and stir it and let the water sit for a little bit. And then in the meantime, while the water is sitting, I want to go in the veg room and start getting these girls ready here and trimmed up for getting moved into the flower room. So I go ahead and start the lollipopping process, the defoliation. And these girls here are the revert. There are 1 papaya punch from the last season and 2 miracle whips also from the last season. And this Skittles glue here, she's getting defoliated, but not too bad, just because I want to place her underneath the scrognet before I start cutting away those nodes that are going to pop up or not going to pop up before I make that decision. But she is going to get cleaned up, all her bottom half, just to get better airflow through. Now here on this one, this is the Miracle Whip. I went ahead and placed her pretty much on her original spot all the way at the end of the room. She did really well there last time, so I went ahead and placed her there also. In the middle of these two scrognets, I placed my small plant. It is a Tropicana cookie, just because I wanted to be able to go underneath both scrogs and work on both sides really comfortable without having to struggle or bend over. And since all of my plants are photo periods, I currently have them under 18 hours of light, 6 hours of darkness, just because I want to drag out a little bit more the process of vegging and take these lower clones and let the plants get acclimated to this light, which is a little bit more powerful than the fluorescent that they came from. Also, I put the lights a little bit further from the plants, as high as I could go, again, so they could get a little acclimated to this flowering room before flipping to flower. I also don't want to let that happen for too long and make the same mistake I did my last grow, which was to let my canopy get above my trellis net too much, and therefore the light could not penetrate all the way down, and I was not able to get that good 100% harvest that I was looking for. But a day later, we could already see the new growth popping up and everything's looking really beautiful. Also, I haven't spoken about the rest of the room, of course you guys know, because I have not gotten a trellis net placed there, and I wanted to go ahead and properly do that side and introduce you to the full garden. So yeah guys, keep your heads up for an upcoming video, and like I always like to say, put some love on your grow. Peace.